Hello everyone, welcome to Watch Complications and my review of the Marloe Haskell hand-wound watch. This is sort of an up-close look at what we're going to be reviewing today. You can see here in the background I've got the packaging that the watch came in. You'll find more pictures of these on the blog post that goes along with the video. You can see that the box on the outside comes with the name of the watch, and there's some other text and nice things to be found inside the box. Again, there'll be some more pictures of that. Here's the case over here. You can see it's got the sort of the woven interior, British design, Swiss made. Here's sort of the this is the box that has the case within it. There's a handout booklet that comes with it. You can see it's quite thick, very good quality. Has lots of pictures and sort of the story about the company and the Haskell more specifically. So there is sort of the contents of what comes with the box. So I didn't just come across the Marloe Watch Company initially on its own. I was actually on some different watch forums and found the Kickstarter for this upcoming watch called the Horizon by a company named Optic Instruments. And I went about reading about the company Optic Instruments, and it turns out it's a subsidiary sister company of the Marloe Watch Company. And so I looked into Marloe and started looking at their offerings, and the one that appealed to me most was the sand dial Haskell. And let me walk you through just a little bit about it. So the diameter is 40 millimeters. It's quite slim, 9.4 millimeters height. I'll talk more about the sort of the deceiving nature of this particular design. It's got an ETA 2804, and so it's a hand-wound movement. It's got a good power reserve at 42 hours. Great loom, BGW 9, and sapphire crystal, stainless steel, sort of the normal stuff there. The first thing you'll notice in terms of the watch itself is probably what stands out the most is sort of the barrel design of the watch. So I've got sort of a standard case design here, something that looks like this, kind of a flat sapphire crystal, same as the Haskell. This is sort of a polished and brushed combination. The Haskell is all polished. You can see that the lugs have sort of a circular end to them, less of a point. And I'll come back to that example case here in a little bit. But one of the best things about this watch is the dial. It has a truly wonderful design. I hadn't seen one in the flesh before I bought it, and so whenever I opened up the case, I wasn't expecting sort of a glittering sand sort of texture. I thought it would just be sort of rough, but it's actually got the quality of sand in the sense that it catches the light, glistens a little bit. It's got a rough texture to it, and it's truly well done in terms of the actual dial. You can see it's got raised numerals. One of the coolest things about this watch, and I talk about this a lot in the blog post, is that is the color of the hands and the numerals and the markers. They're constantly sort of changing when it comes to the light. And sometimes it looks like it's matte gray, sometimes it looks silver, sometimes it looks black. I've got pictures on the site that kind of show it in all those different ways. So I've been wearing this watch all week. I've had it for about a week, and I'm still not exactly sure what color the hands are. So for example, you can kind of see they look matte gray from this particular angle. You turn it sort of head on, it looks black. You get the right angle, and it sort of glistens like silver, and it's just really, really cool. Some of the best hands and coloring on the numerals and the hands that I've seen on a watch. What's really also interesting is So the dial, the sand dial, is textured, and then the minute track and the second track, and it's sort of scooped up, as you can see. It's smooth. So textured dial, sort of a smooth edge, and then you've got the numerals and the markers that are raised. You can see they're tipped with white loom, and again, you'll see this in the pictures. This is the dial is round, the edge is round, but because of the contrast in the textured dial, the smooth edge, the raised markers that are tipped with the white loom, it's all, the dial is a circle, the edge is a circle, everything's a circle, but it looks like a polygon. Again, it's not an actual polygon, it's just the way it's designed. It's sort of this illusion, which is, again, the hands and the numerals in the collar looks like an illusion. The circle versus a polygon looks like an illusion. The height, because it is a barrel, also makes it look like it's taller than it is. This is the slimmest watch in my collection, including my quartz watches, and this is under 10 millimeters in thickness. And so, for example, this is the case I was just talking about. This is sort of your standard design. This is your sort of the barrel version, and no matter how you look at this, you lay these two flat on a table, and this barrel one always looks taller for some reason, about at every angle, because it's got the rounded edge, because it's polished, because it's just this particular shape and design. It always looks taller, but it's actually thinner. When you put it on your wrist, it kind of looks a little bit taller than it is, but it slides under the cuffs easier than sort of your standard case. This has got to be one of the coolest designs I've seen in a while. This is really well thought out from about every perspective, from the dial to the hands to the markers, how they're loomed. The buckle does have the Marloe motif on it. The back, this is one of the cool features as well. Notice, so the edge is polished as well, and then the center is sandblasted and sort of lightly domed. I don't know, you can kind of see it there. It's kind of you can feel it, that it's kind of curved upwards. It's a sandblasted view of Antarctica. This is really, again, kind of really well thought out from all perspectives. They let you choose your serial number when you buy it. I got number 316. No particular reason other than just sounds nice. You can see there is the M on the crown. So this is, I think, just an excellent purchase. I wasn't expecting from this particular young company something that's this cool. I'm smiling every time I put this watch on, which is kind of, and I don't mind being critical about watches. I'm critical of watches all the time, and I haven't found something I don't like about this. The crown, nice and easy turning. The sound from the sweeping hand is great with this particular ETA movement. You can see they've done sort of a spiral pattern on the crown. This is just one of the coolest designs I've seen in a watch. And I know I keep saying that, and I don't say that on a lot of my content that I'm putting out about watches, but this is well worth the money. Like a lot of watch companies, when you go to purchase something like this, one thing you can do is throw something in your cart and then just wait. I talk about that a little bit on my site. You might get a discount offer. So this is the first Swiss offering from the Marloe Watch Company. There are other earlier watches that they've offered have seagull or Miyota movements in them, and that helps keep the price point low. So this one is obviously going to be more expensive since it's got the Swiss ETA movement in it, and it's, you know, their first foray into a little bit higher quality movement, and they've done it amazingly well. It goes great. I did the sand dial. There's 3 other dial choices. There's white, there's green, and a blue. The sand dial comes with the tan camel strap, which goes great, and you just can't go wrong with this purchase. I've been wearing this for a week, and this is going to get a lot of wrist time. And again, you can kind of see the size comparison. This is a 42 case. This is a 40 case. This is one of my sort of homemade watches that I've done. This is, if you look on my blog, my website, this is I'm calling it's glass, sort of a skeletonized movement. But as I was kind of comparing the two, because this one gets a lot of wrist time also, this one's just going to start taking a lot of time. It's great. And so hopefully this view and information and sort of visual of the Marloe Haskell watch will lead you to at least look into the company, consider what they're offering. I hope that the next few watches and ideas, they've already started working on their next watch, whatever that is. I forget what the code name is for it, that they were having people suggest. What they do is they're having people suggest what names, bodies of water. All their watches are named after bodies of water, and the story about those are in the booklet. And so they let customers suggest bodies of water, which is kind of cool. But they've got another one in the works, and I'm also looking forward to see, since it's sort of an associated company with sort of unique designs, the Optic Instruments Horizon that's coming. I was able to get on one of the super early bird specials, so I've got one of those coming later in the year, and I look forward to seeing that particular design as well. So hopefully this gives you some information and some insight into this company, and you can see a lot more pictures and more specific content and commentary on the blog post on watchcomplications.com.